Okay, let us move on to the next problem. Draw the DC load line. Draw the DC load line and mark the Q point for the circuit shown in figure. Given RB is equal to 2 mega ohm, RC is equal to 5 kilo ohm, VCC is equal to 30 volt. Assume VBE is equal to 0.7 volt and beta is equal to 100. So this is the question and they have given the circuit. Five kilo ohm, 2 mega ohm. Okay, can anyone tell me which biasing technique is this? Yes, it's fixed biasing technique and it is in common emitter configuration. So we need to plot the DC load line and mark the Q point. So as we have already discussed while deriving the equations, to find the Q point, we need to do our basic analysis. What we are doing, that is, we have to take case 1 by applying KVL to the base circuit, case 2 by applying KVL to the collector circuit. By doing this, so whatever IC and VCE value we get, those IC and VCE values are our Q point values. Then to find the DC load line, what we do, we are going to apply the KVL to the collector circuit and we are going to consider once in for case 1 we consider IC is equal to 0 and we find out VCE, and in other case 2 we are going to consider VCE is equal to 0 and we are going to find IC and we are going to plot. This is the method what we are going to follow. Okay, so first part of the problem is first we need to find the first we need to find the ICQ and VCEQ, that is quiescent collector current and quiescent collector to emitter voltage. So that can be done by taking the case 1, considering the base circuit. So apply the KVL. So on applying the KVL, so what type of transistor we are using in this?
NPN, sir.
NPN.
So we can easily apply our normal method, and we are having this is plus, this is minus, this is our VBE. So apply the KVL, VCC minus IB RB, here entering point, leaving point. The current is flowing like this and coming to this, it's minus VBE, and since there is no resistor here, we cannot consider the emitter current, that is equal to 0. Rearrange this for IB, we get VCC minus VBE divided by RB. So whatever, everything is given, just substitute it and you will be getting the IB value.
Sir, mega is 10.6, right?
Yeah, mega is 10 power 6.
Sir, you got 0. 1465 microamps.
I think you'll get some different answer. This,
5.86 milliamperes, sir.
oh, see, we are having 30, right? 30 minus 0.7.
So is it 14.65 microamperes?
Yes, yes, correct. That is 29.3 divided by 2. So it is 14.65 microamps.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now IC is equal to beta times IB. So just it is getting converted to milli. 1.465 milliamps. So we have beta is equal to 100. It is given. So once we are done with this, whatever we obtain here, this is our quiescent collector current. Then we need to take out the case 2. So in the case 2, we consider the collector circuit. So on applying KVL, we get VCC minus ICRC minus VCE is equal to 0. So between this, we are having VCE. So VCE is equal to VCC minus ICRC. So what is the value?
So you get 29.99.
22.67.
22.675.
22.7.
22.75, sir.
Yeah.
So
22.67.
22.75.
Yeah. 67 or 75. It's fine. It is the correct answer. Okay, now we got whatever the collector to emitter voltage is we have got. This is the quiescent collector to emitter voltage. That is, this is the operating voltage and this is the operating current of our transistor now. Now, once we are done with this, next we need to plot the DC load line. So to plot the DC load line, we need to again apply the KVL to the collector circuit. So the same equation, whatever we have here, the same equation will take. So VCC minus IC RC minus VCE is equal to 0. So case 1, so we need 2 points, right? One is along x-axis and other one is along y-axis. To get a point along x-axis, we need to consider IC as 0. IC is equal to 0. This implies VCE is equal to VCC. So what is VCC? 30. So 30 volt is our point along x-axis. Case 2. Here we are having, we need a point along y-axis. To plot a point along y-axis, we know that x-axis should be 0. X-axis means VCE. So consider VCE is equal to 0. So when VCE is substituted as 0 in this case, then we get IC is equal to VCC by RC. So VCC is 30 and RC is 5 kilo ohm. So it is 6 milliamps. Okay. Now, once you are done with this, this is your DC load line voltage. This is DC current, DC load line current which we are having. So now, once we are done with this, now we need to So VCE and this is IC. So what is the maximum collector current we have got? Maximum is this one. So mark 1, 2, sorry, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is in terms of milliamps. So maximum voltage is 30 volts. We can take it as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now we are having Q point VCE is 22.7 or 22.6, whatever you have got. Somewhere here you'll get that point. Okay. And what is the collector current you have got? It's 1.45, right? So 1.45 is almost 1.5. Here you'll be getting. So mark the horizontal, mark the vertical. So this is our Q point. And now take out the DC load line. So DC load line values we need to plot. So 6 milliamps is our current, maximum current, and 30 volts is our maximum voltage. Okay, so this is how we need to plot, and this is our DC load line, and this is our Q point. Till here you need to do. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Next problem.
So 1 second, sir. Hang on, sir.
Sorry.
Can you go to the previous one?
I didn't save it.
Oh,
No. It went off. Okay, now next problem. For the transistor shown in figure, beta is equal to 30. Determine V1 such that VCEQ is equal to 6 volt. So in this case, they are not asking any design and all. They are asking input only. What is the amount of voltage you are giving to the base? 1.5 kilo ohm. This is 2.2 kilo ohm. This is 12 volt. And beta they have given, it's 30. So in this case, if you apply the KVL to the input circuit, you cannot find IB. Why? Because you don't know the V1. V1 is an voltage which we need to find out. So we don't know V1, so we cannot find out IB value. So that's why in this kind of circuits, because this doesn't belong to any type of biasing, it is a simple transistor which has been connected in CE configuration. It neither belongs to any of the 4 types. So it is a simple transistor which is connected in CE configuration only. The category what we have done 4 categories, it doesn't belong to any of the 4 categories. So now first we need to find out the IP, because in order to find V1, what we can do is we can apply KVL to this loop. Okay, but in order to apply KVL to this loop, we need IB. Anyhow, for VBE, we will be knowing it. VBE is 0.7. We consider uh, every time. But we don't know IB. So unless we know IB, we cannot apply the KVL to this. So that's why what we need to do is we will apply the KVL to this outermost circuit. So in this case, it's a reverse process. In all the problems, whatever we have done, we used to find IB, then we need to find, we were finding IC. But in this case, we will find IC, then we will find IB. Okay. So in order to find IC, we need to apply the KVL to the outermost loop. So apply the KVL. So when you apply the KVL, outer loop or the collector circuit, we get 12 minus 2.2 into 10 to the power of 3 into IC plus 2 minus, that is minus VCE is equal to 0. So 12 minus 2.2 into 10 to the power of 3 into IC minus VCE is given 6 is equal to 0. Here also you can observe VCE is 6 volt and VCC is 12 volt. I was telling no, VCE is usually half of VCC. So in that condition only it is there. That means even this circuit acts as an amplifier. Now rearrange this and get me the value for IC. 6 minus 2.2 into 10 to the power of 3 into IC is equal to 0. So IC is equal to 6 by 2.2 into 10 to the power of 3.
Two 2.72 milliampere, sir.
2.72.
Good. That's 2.72 milliamps. So once you know IC, next go for the formula. IC is equal to beta times IB. So from this we can find IB is equal to IC by beta. So substitute IC and we know beta.
90.9.
Yeah, good. 90.9 microamps. That is the collector current we are having. So once we know IB, then now we can apply the KVL to this. See here they have given V1. This point is V1. So when they have given V1 without telling any sign, what do you think? Whether do you think this point is positive or negative? It is just marked as V1. They're not giving it as plus V1 or minus V1. It is just marked as V1. What do you take it as?
So we'll take it as negative because current is going out of that point, right?
Okay. Any other answer? Any other answers? In everything, in maths also, what is the difference between 1 and minus 1? What is the sign for 1?
Positive.
Plus.
Because there is no sign given, I think we must
Yes,
assume it to be positive.
yes,
If
here
they
also
had to-
same thing.
Yes, sir.
Nothing is given. They are not, if they are, they were mentioning it as minus V1, then obviously it should be negative only. They are not mentioning anything means it is plus V1 only. So what we can do is we can modify this for our simplification. We can take it as like this, just to get a clarity. Positive terminal, negative terminal is grounded. See, now we can apply the KVL. Here also you can apply, but if you get confusion, you can make it like this. This terminal is positive, so connect it to positive terminal, and ground is negative. Now apply the KVL So apply KVL to inner loop. So we get V1 minus IB into 1.5 into 10 to the power of 3, and this is plus minus, that is minus VBE, that is equal to 0. So now rearrange this. So V1 is equal to IB into 1.5 into 10 to the power of 3 plus VBE. Yeah, tell me the answer. VBE, if they are not given, assume it to be 0.7 always. But if they are given, you have to consider that only.
So 0.8363 volt.
No,
So is it 137.5 into 10 power minus 3?
no,
One 136.35 millivolts, sir.
no. See, we are having 90.9 into 10 to the power of minus 6 into RB. How much I have given? 1.5. No?
0.836.
Yeah, correct. Point 836. Correct. 0.836 volt. So this is
So here also VB will be 0.7, sir.
0.7 only. That's what I told. No? If they are not given anything, consider it to be 0.7. If they have given VBE value, then you have to take. Suppose if they tell, if they have given it as for a germanium transistor, if they are given like that, then you need to take it as 0.3. For a silicon transistor, you have to take 0.7 only. You cannot take 0.3, 0.3 in that case. Okay, if they have given, consider VBE is equal to 0.4, then you have to take 0.4 only. You cannot take 0.3 nor 0.7. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So that's about this problem. Next problem. Okay, for a voltage divider bias circuit, for a voltage divider bias circuit, shown in figure, compute collector current and Q point, draw the DC load line for the circuit. And also sometimes see in the question, they'll ask you solve the given circuit using accurate analysis or solve the given question using approximate analysis. If they specify it, you have to use accurate analysis or approximate analysis. If they don't specify, then you can use accurate or approximate analysis. So this is the given problem. So now can we check for approximate analysis? Does this circuit holds good for approximate analysis? What is the formula for or what is the condition for approximate analysis?
One plus beta into RE is greater than or equal to 10 or 2.
So 1 plus beta RE is greater than or equal to 10 times R2. Check this.
Yes.
So beta, consider beta as 100. So it is 101 into 3 into 10 to the power of 3, 10 into 1.2 into 10 to the power of 3. Does the condition satisfy?
Yes, sir, it's satisfied.
Yes, the condition is satisfying. So we can apply the approximate analysis. But in the question, they are not specified anything, whether we can go for approximate analysis or accurate analysis. It is left to us. But see, here they have asked one more thing. Compute the collector current and the Q point. To compute the collector current and the Q point, we need the collector current value. So in order to get the collector current value, we need to get either VCE.
Sir,
Yes.
isn't the RE value 760 ohm and not 3 kilo ohm?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Yeah, it's 760 ohm. So then I think check it
It
now.
will not satisfy, sir.
Okay, will not satisfy. Sorry, this is 760. That is RE. Yeah, it will not satisfy at all. Then the only available method is accurate analysis. So we have to go for accurate analysis. We cannot go for approximate analysis. So in the accurate analysis, obviously we know that we are going to use Thevenin's theorem. So what is the first step for accurate analysis? What is the first step?
So if we find VB or B RTH first, Thevenin's resistance.
The
Okay.
condition is satisfied.
The condition is satisfying, sir.
Yes, sir. Condition is satisfied.
Yes, sir. Condition satisfies.
Properly. 12 into 10 to the power of 3 and 101 into 760.
76,000.
7,600.
76,760 is greater than or equals to 12,000.
Yeah. Then it holds good, no? Fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can we can go with approximate analysis or accurate analysis. It is left to us. Okay. Okay. Let us do it in a different way. We'll do it in accurate analysis only. We'll take it accurate analysis. We are doing it. If you want, you can try with approximate analysis also. There is no rule. Okay, because they are not mentioned anything. So we are doing with accurate analysis. Let us go with this. So for accurate analysis, RT is equal to R1 parallel R2. So R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. What is the parallel combination of these two? 6.6 kilo ohm and 1.2 kilo ohm. Thevenin resistance.
One point zero.
1.01 kilo ohm. Next, VT. To find the Thevenin voltage, what we are going to do? We are going to use the voltage divider formula. VCC into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Is it 4.6?
4.615.
Yes, sir.
4.61 we have got. Now we need to find out the base current in order to find the collector current. So in order to find the base current, what we need to do? We need to first modify this because we have used accurate analysis. So first modify this circuit. So to modify this circuit, you know that we are going to this is the modified circuit we are having RE, RC plus VCC, and this is our RT, and this is our VT, this is VBE. Now apply KVL to this inner loop. So now when we apply the KVL to this inner loop, we get VT, and what is the current which is flowing across RT? See, this current is flowing towards the base. Obviously, this should be phase current minus IB RT minus VBE minus IE RE is equal to 0. And since we want IB, rewrite this IE in terms of IB. So how do we rewrite IE in terms of IB?
I is equal to IB into 1 plus beta.
Yeah, 1 plus beta into IB into RE is equal to 0. So on rearranging, we get IB is equal to VT minus VBE divided by RB plus 1 plus beta into RE. Yeah, tell me the value for this.
So isn't the denominator RT plus 1 plus beta into RE?
That's what I written. Yeah, RT or RB. You can write RT. I taken RT. Yeah. RT plus 1 plus beta into RE. So is it 50.2 microamp?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So when
sir.
you get this one,
Yes, sir.
you get IC is equal to beta times IB. So beta is 100, so it will be simply 5.02 milliamps. So now we have found IC. So next our intention is to find out VCE. How do we find VCE? By applying KVL to collector circuit. So apply the KVL to the collector circuit. We get VCC minus ICRC minus VCE minus IERE is equal to 0. VCC, ICRC, VCE, even IE can be found by the formula beta into 1 plus IB into 1 plus beta, and we can substitute that here. So I think IE will be 5.07 milliamps.
Sir, shouldn't IC
Sorry?
equals to 5.02 microamps, sir? Only then we. Oh no, sir, nothing.
No, it cannot be micro. IC will always be in milli.
Yes, sir, got
Sir,
it.
is it 11.08 volts?
11 or 10.9.
I'll check again, sir.
I guess it is 10.9. Let me know if it is wrong.
Sir, I got 10.7, sir.
Hmm?
11.08, sir.
Okay, 11.08. So VC is 11.08 volts. Now, this is what represent collector to emitter voltage. Now, our next part is DC load line. To find the DC load line, what is the method we are following? What is the method we follow to find the DC load line? Is Nivedita?
Yes, sir.
What is the method we follow to find DC
So
load
we
line?
will take IC is equal to 0 to get volt,
Hmm.
and VC is equal to 0 to get the ampere.
How do we find that equation? Main equation.
From the below circuits, from where we have taken KVL.
So we apply the KVL to outer loop, and we get the same equation: VCC minus IC RC minus VCE minus IE RE is equal to 0. So here we need to substitute the value for, and or otherwise we need to consider that IE is approximately equal to IC, because this is the equation where we are finding the extremities, extreme ends of voltage and current. So that's why VCC minus ICRC, because if you substitute here also, if you are getting IB, then again also you cannot take the common terms out. So that's why we can just approximate it. So VCE, see, approximation cannot be done in this part. Approximation can be done in the DC load line. Don't get confused. We are doing accurate analysis, and why you are approximating it here. See, we are not approximating in quiescent point analysis. We are approximating it in DC load line. That can be done. Now, this will be IC RE is equal to 0. Now, on rear, taking out the condition case 1, when VCE is equal to 0, so IC becomes VCC by RC plus RE, and case 2, it will be IC is equal to 0. So when IC is equal to 0, even this will also be 0. So we will be getting VCE is equal to VCC. So that is equal to 30 volt. So what is the value of IC?
$5.02 milliamps.
No, that is quiescent current settling. This DC
Yes.
load line.
So 7.9 milli.
Yeah, correct. 7.9 milliamps. That is the current we are having. So 30 volt.
Yes, sir.
VCE, IC. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So first we will plot the quiescent current. So quiescent current is 5.02. So 5.02 means somewhere here, almost 5. And this is VCEQ is 11.0. That means it is almost 11. Somewhere here we get. So this is our operating point. Now, when we see the IC 7.9 milliamps, we need to take one more point here for 8, because it is almost near to 8. So your Q point will come, the maximum saturation current. See, this is known as IC saturation. That is saturation current, maximum current. And our VCE is 30 here. So here they are going to join. So this is our Q point, and you have to write the current and voltage together. That is 5.02 milliamps, comma 10.08 volts. This is VCE saturation. So this is how you need to do the problems. These are all the 8 marks problems that can be asked in the exam. So there are some 2 more twisted problems. So that we will do it, and that will be the part of biasing circuits. That will be the end of the biasing circuit. Then we can go for MOSFETs. Today we'll end up here.